Welcome to the Crude and Cruise podcast, where revolution meets fun. Tonight we are going to have an interesting moment. You'll be sure of that tonight. It's going to be very, very powerful. We are going to have enough time to look at a whole lot of subject. And tonight, of course, what are we talking about? We are talking about Nigeria and her technical glitches syndrome. Yes. Nigeria seems to be the home of excuse. Day in, day out, we get excuse from different leadership, different sectors of the country. And excuses has been a normal thing for us as a country. And like we all know, it is not today. From the days of amalgamation till the days of independence, we have had excuses. Our founding fathers, people giving excuse for failing and for failure. And it is high time we address that. No nation grows on the wings of excuses upon excuses. People must take responsibility. And so tonight, we are going to have a good time to talk. We are going to look at issues that borders on our nation, Nigeria. Like we said, Nigeria and her technical glitches syndrome. For me, it is becoming a syndrome. A wise man said, excuse is like shoe sizes. Everybody got theirs. It means if we want to give room for excuse, there must be enough excuse. Every day you can give excuse. There must be reason why you did not or you couldn't do what you did what you did. Whether you couldn't do it or you did it, there will be enough reason. Enough reason. Nations that have come together to build their country, or individuals that have come together to build their nation, never give nor take excuse. Took responsibility to build their country. Most times when I see fellow Nigerians, of course, migrating to other countries, the question I ask, some of the things that bother me as a person is the countries we are all running to. Imagine our citizens refuse to develop our country. Would we have a country to run to? It means the countries we are running to, the China, the Europe, the US, the America, and the rest of them we are running to, our citizens took responsibility, took time to develop their country. So we are looking at our country, Nigeria. Our country, Nigeria, full of excuses. A nation that is blessed with everything. Today, while I was shuffling through the social media, the archives, looking at our potential as a country, I felt like crying. A country that was so great and massive, but never had good leaders. A country that had almost everything. We have mineral resources. We have all manner of natural mineral resources. But no leaders. What happened to us? What really happened? So we are going to look at all of that tonight. And, as we look at that, feel very free to join the conversation. If you want to join me, feel very free. You send your request, I'll bring you up. And if you have a question, go ahead, ask your question. If you want to share, go ahead and share. We are going to really look at this because for us, it is important to look at where we are coming from, where we are and where we are going. One major problem we have had as a country is bad leadership. And one thing about leadership is that whatever leadership we got, either through the military or through the civilian roles, we deserve them. Whatever we have the ability to say no, because the power belongs to the people. So we are looking, like we said, Nigeria and her technical glitches syndrome. And truly, when I went through the archives and looking at many things that have happened in our country, leadership, bankruptcy, I felt like crying. We had enough opportunity from the days of amalgamation when the North and the West came together, or the North and the South, came together to form a country called Nigeria. And until 1960, when we gained our independence, Oh, when I look at what we had, our natural resources, what we had, the wealth in Nigeria, I felt like crying. What is really our problem? What happened to this great nation? A nation like Nigeria, you can go to all the 36 states of Nigeria, including FCT. There is something in the land. There is something in the soil. There is something. FCT have something. Earlier today, I was talking with an immigration officer, and he was telling me that even as close by as Karishi here, they have miners there. They have miners there. If you go to Plateau, you go to Zamfara, gold is there. You go to Plateau State, we have everything there. Go to Kogi, iron ore deposit there, not tapped. We have everything. What is happening to us? The issue is bad leadership. We are victims of bad leadership. What happened? People of over 200 million people will not been able to appoint or elect a leader that can harness our potential, both natural, mineral potential, both human potential, and build a great nation. We had other countries in our days of independence. We had countries that were like us. But today, we are there today. Most of these countries have left us behind. We are literally shadows of ourselves. And you ask us, what is the problem? We have everything, so why are we still struggling like a baby, a dwarf child that refused to grow? Nigeria has everything. And like I said, excuse. The days of giving and taking of excuses are over. We must wake up. We must rise up to the occasion. We must wake up and say, enough is enough. Nobody should give nor take excuse anymore if we want to have a great nation. Like I said earlier, most of the nations of the world, the countries we desire so much, the country we crave to travel to, the country most of our leaders go for medical treatment, the countries our leaders go to spend their money, countries like Dubai, countries like Germany, countries like United Kingdom, countries like USA, we run there to have vacation. We run there for medication. Most of this country, their citizens took time, sat down to take responsibility to develop these countries. No country got developed by miracle. No way. There are no miracle anywhere. And it's so pathetic. While one major reason, of course, we understand the religious syndrome. But today, of course, the focus is technical glitches syndrome. We give excuse for everything. We pray, we wish that miracle will happen. That someday something dramatic, something will happen. And nothing has ever happened. Nothing have always happened. And nothing will happen. The countries we see today advancing took time to develop their country. They never woke up one day and suddenly they saw the skyscrapers. Suddenly they saw all the great things happening in their country. No, they took their time to develop their country. When shall we arise as a country? When shall we wake up from our slumber? When? When shall we wake up and arise as a country and say, no, enough is enough. It is time to build Nigeria. When? When shall the north, the east, the west, the south, the middle belt come together and leave behind personal grudges, personal pain, personal desire, personal cravings, and say, no, it is time to build a nation? When? We have seen major setback from the days of amalgamation. And it's becoming more obvious today. We had great founding fathers that came together, even though the joining looked like some force and cohesion. But today we are one. Why can't we accept that reality and build our country? Why? Why can't we accept that reality and develop our country, Nigeria? Why? Somebody got opportunity to occupy political position. The next thing, family members are celebrating and celebrating. While they're celebrating, it is our turn. Turn for what? Leadership is usually a burden. But here in my country, leadership is celebration. It's a moment where people can come and steal and loot, and they tell you that it is their turn to feast on the national cake. And it's so pathetic. I remember great leaders, if they are either elected or appointed, they sit down and think on how to leave a legacy behind. But the only legacy we have in this part of our country is corruption legacy. Stealing and looting legacy. Somebody that came into power that had nothing. At the point of exit living, you see the same person living in wealth and amassing wealth for himself, his friends, family members. What happened to Nigeria? We claim to be one Nigeria, but we are not one in soul. We are not one at heart. We are not one in purpose. What happened to us? It is high time we begin to wake up and begin to see a new Nigeria. And for us to achieve that, we have to lay aside excuses, technical glitches. We have to lay them aside. Today, while I went to the archives, looking at the days of amalgamation, look at our natural resources. The days when we had little or no oil, Nigeria was still thriving. Nigeria was still exporting to other nations. We are good in agriculture. We are good in other production. But today, most of these things we are good at, cocoa, granules, agriculture, are all shadows now. People can't even go to their farm. And those that go to their farm is that ancient way of farming. It's still not mechanized farming. People had to struggle daily to battle with fertilizer, having fertilizer for their farm. And if you succeed in having fertilizer, you are battling with criminal elements that will come to your farm to terrorize you or to buy you. We have suffered that in Plateau State. We have suffered that in Benue. We have suffered that in Niger State. We have suffered that in Nasarawa State. People are afraid to go to farm. Benue State, that used to be celebrated as the food basket of the nation, is literally, the basket is no more full. The basket is literally empty. What is happening to us? What is happening to us? People no longer go to farm. Young men and women prefer quick money because that is what our politicians have taught us. That is what our politicians show us to do now as a country. Quick money, quick money, quick money. When shall we become that nation that you must not be known, you must not have a connection? It is not a matter of who you know, but it's a matter of what can you do. Proficiency, what can you deliver? It is not a matter of who sent you here, who recommended you. It's a matter of what can you offer. Competence. When shall we have leaders that we occupy positions that we can be proud of? When can we have leaders that we occupy positions that will say, yes, I'm truly a Nigerian? When can we have leaders that will say, truly, we elected them? When? When shall we have leaders and will say, yes, these people are our representative? When? When shall we have such leaders? When shall we have leaders that will make laws that will benefit the people? When? When shall we have leaders that will make laws that will not favor the rich and the elites? When? When shall Nigeria have leaders that what is good for the rich is good for the poor? When shall we have leaders that whatever we get, we are getting it based on merit, not based on favoritism, nepotism, and tribalism? When shall we have leaders that will put aside their differences, put aside their religion, put aside their tribe, and work for the growth and benefit of our nation? When shall we have leaders that will become selfless? When shall we have leaders that will become selfless? Leaders that will put in their best Not for what they can get from leadership, but what they can deliver. When shall we have leaders that the children of the poor can walk tall like the children of the rich? When shall we have leaders that our people can travel on our roads in kilometers, hundreds of kilometers, without being scared of kidnappers, without being scared of armed robbers, without being scared? When shall we have leaders that when they have money, when monies are appropriated for anything, it won't be diverted to private pockets, it won't be converted, it won't be looted? Look at our roads today. Look at our roads. Look at our universities. Look at our institutions today. Look at them. The other day, a lecturer was lecturing and the whole class was empty. These days, people don't go to school anymore because there are quick money everywhere. You have politicians that never went to school. They are collecting salary that is more than professors. Politicians that work from Tuesday to Thursday, they are richer than civil servants that have put in years. When shall we have leaders that will not think of himself and his family? He will not project his tribe. He will not project his personality. He will project Nigeria. When? Today, as I went into archives and I saw how Nigeria, full of potential, full of greatness, full. The giant of Africa has become a shadow of himself. Truly a shadow. A shadow. The giant of Africa has become a toothless bulldog. Can back, but can't bite. African countries are no more afraid of the so-called giant of Africa. The nations of the world are no more afraid. We are too big. We think we are too big. But daily, they see how empty we are. We are literally big for nothing. When shall our bigness become relevant? Let me read this ad for us. Thank you so much, Simon Lahi. Thank you so much. The cruise is good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me read this ad for us. Before the 1914 amalgamation, Nigeria possessed a variety of mineral resources. Before 1914, before the amalgamation, Nigeria possessed varieties of mineral resources. The amalgamation was partly motivated by the British so that they can exploit these resources for the benefit of all the region. The key mineral resources present in Nigeria at that time include, we had coal. Coal was discovered in 1909 in Enugu, the eastern part of the country. Coal was discovered in 1909. Coal became one of the earliest mineral exports from Nigeria. Coal became one of the earliest export mineral from Nigeria, with its first shipment to the United Kingdom occurring in 1914. Coal. Today, where are the coal? Where is the coal now? In the southeastern part of the country. Where is the coal? Where is it? And that is the reality. The first coal was discovered. But where is it today? Where is it today? Reality is hitting us so bad. Let me read further. The next thing that was discovered was tin. Tin ore was found in Jos Plateau State and was significant mineral resources. Very, very important. The next was gold. We had gold. Even though it was not, up till now, we are still battling with gold. Zamfara is there. Gold is there. I think I learned they have gold in Kaduna also. We have oil and gas, of course. Oil and gas seems to be the national cake. Everybody perch on it, and we all abandon agriculture, abandon every other resources, and we are depending on oil and gas. The pathetic thing is that go to the southern part of Nigeria, where this oil and gas is being tapped from. Look at the state and the standard of living. You will cry. The people, the land, the people that own the land where this oil is being tapped from, go and look at the standard of their living. Go and check out their life. Bad road, bad water, pollution everywhere. Pollution everywhere. We are taking oil from them, and nothing is being given back to them. The people are shadow, literal shadow of themselves. I was talking with someone from the southern part of Nigeria one time, south, when he came to Abuja. And I was driving him around Abuja. He said, wow. He opened his mouth. He said, what? So this is Abuja. This is Abuja, where all the crude oil, our crude oil is taken from to develop. And he said, go to our place and see. Go to Niger Delta and see. And you will weep. What a country. What a country. We have everything, but we are bankrupt of leaders. We don't have leaders. We only have selfish individuals that will come and take. As soon as appointment is given or gotten, as soon as someone is elected or appointed, family members, CVs will begin to pile up. Requests begin to come. It's our turn. You have not done the other one. Hey, there's no house in your village. Oh, that one. Oh, that one. And you begin to amass. The primary aim of election or appointment is no more. It's no more. Nigeria, why? Full of excuses. And we are saying enough of this technical glitches syndrome. No country thrives on excuse. No country. If you want to give excuse, the yakpa, you have enough reasons why you didn't do what you would love naturally to do. There are a lot of reasons why you lie on your bed and just sleep permanently. A lot of reasons. Look at our country today. Oil was discovered in Niger Delta. And of course we have, before oil was discovered, we had palm oil. Doing very well there. We have iron ore. Iron ore significantly deposits in areas like Kogi. Ajekuta, up till now, Ajekuta steel is up and down. I don't know whether anything there is working. Welcome to Nigeria with great potential, but nobody is harnessing these potentials. Nobody. We also have lead and zinc. We have lead and zinc. These minerals were found in certain regions like Ebonyi and Benue. We have limestones. Deposits of limestones were known to exist and later become crucial for cement production. Look at our country today. I remember as a growing up child, I used to remember we had BBC cement. We have many of these cement. In Benue State, we had BBC cement. But before you know it, they sold them to private individuals. A bag of cement today is over 10,000 naira. A bag of cement. Individuals, selfish individuals, now own these cement factories. Just imagine a country so blessed, but a bag of cement in Nigeria is over 10,000 naira. How can a poor man build? How can even an average Nigerian, these days we don't even have middle class anymore. We don't have middle class anymore. We just have the upper and the lower class. For an average Nigerian to build, you have to sweat. What happened to our country, Nigeria? What happened to our country? What happened to our country? What happened to our country? What happened? What happened? We had Yeah, distinguished, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening,
Yeah,
comrade.
distinguished, good evening.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
good
can hear
evening.
you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for
Yeah,
all you have been doing for our great nation. And thank you for everybody who have also devoted his time to
yeah.
listen to this very great lecture. So I'm happy to be here, my
Thank
distinguished
you so much.
comrade.
Yes, today we are looking at a very, I would like call it pathetic subject, Nigeria and technical glitches syndrome. You know, Nigeria seems to be known for excuses. Before you came on, I had to drive down to the days of amalgamation and to the days of independence. Even though I'm still, and I looked at most of the potentials we had as a country, but day in, day out, one of the major bankruptcy we have is leadership bankruptcy. We not have leaders that can harness these potentials, both mineral resources and human resources. Now, I want you to talk to us on that. What do you have to say, looking at a great nation like Nigeria, very massive, giant of Africa, but looking like a shadow of herself? What do you have to say, distinguished?
Okay, first of all, I have to sing a little song, and that song is going to take like
Go ahead.
30 seconds. Africa, you hate yourself. Africans, you hate yourself. Africans, you kill yourself. Africans, you kill yourself. Africans, you kill yourself because